bottles and wasted time. I got nothing to show for all my wasted time, except the trouble, worried mind.
Righto, the Hagon factory, we're back again, and we hope we're going to be able to put up a few more videos in the next year or two. But I thought today we discuss this. It's a cast iron 500 Velocette MSS engine basically, but people don't really know that there's two types of crankcases on these. They're quite different in the fact that the early ones had straight bearings, and these are fitted with tapered roller bearings. The late ones, probably about the last year or so, maybe two, were fitted with tapered roller bearings.
And what was the last year?
The last year was
Thereabouts.
about 1948.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this would be a 48 set of crankcases.
Right.
Okay, so they were fitted with tapered roller bearings, same as a Venom, Thruxton, Viper, late model MSS.
All the good stuff.
Okay, yeah, they're all fitted with tapered roller bearings as mains. Just a little point there is when they did it, they used Timken roller bearings, and Timken wouldn't give any warranty on the bearings because they had 4th hour preload on them, so they wouldn't give any warranty on them. When you pulled these cases together, you had to have 4th hour gap right around before you tensioned them right up. Right, now to get down to what we're doing here, this engine came from, this crankshaft actually, came from Norm Trigg in Melbourne, from the deceased estate. Norm Trigg was a good friend of mine, and he was the Velocette guru. He knew everything about velos, well, almost. I think everyone knows everything, but he knew just about everything about velos. And he used to do lots of different things. He built a 600 single to put in his outfit by using a long stroke bottom end like this with a Venom top end on it, and that was very successful. Now this is something else he started doing, and I never got to ask him why, but this has got a Venom rod in it in the MSS flywheels. Now the rod is short, it's a short conrod. There's a lot of schools of thought on conrod ratios and all this sort of technical stuff, which I don't fully understand, but apparently a lot of these engines, like a Mack Valet fitted with a Gold Star rod, is supposed to rev much higher. So anyway, he started on this and he got the crankshaft done. And it was originally going to be fitted with a Harley Sportster piston, which it may still do, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we've got a short conrod, which doesn't mean short stroke, it just means it's got a shorter conrod. The stroke's still the same, it's just in a different spot. Okay, so you probably can see in here, when you wind this over, the gudgeon pin eye, the little end eye, is very close to the flywheels because of that. So Norm did leave me a Velocette piston. This is a very, very early MSS piston. It's a slipper piston, which they didn't use in the cast iron MSSs for very long. They used a full circle piston. That's another story. So what he'd done, he had the Harley piston and he milled a nice big arc in it so that it followed the profile of the flywheel.
Yep.
So I've still got that piston. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to use it or not yet, but I could use that one. That's a brand new piston, new old stocker. Now,
the next issue
is they're very heavy, those engines, so I decided to make an aluminium cylinder for it to try and get the weight down a bit, and it is a lot lighter. We have a sleeve we're going to press into it, like so, and this looks quite good when it's all sitting together. Up there like that, so looks pretty flash, I reckon.
Yeah, it will.
Yep.
It's going to be tiny, isn't it?
It's going to be a little short engine, yeah. So I really have no idea what the end result's going to be, but we will get there with it. I've got some special cams I'd probably like to put in it, and the compression will be fairly well up on what it was standard. It's got new big end and new tapered roller mains in it now. I've set that up. I have to strip it and clean it and then put it back together again, but it's set up with its correct end float, no end float, with its 4 thou, what do you call that, Chris? 4 thou?
Clearance on the cases when you...
No, yes, it's got this 4 thou set up here.
So the preload.
It's got preload. Preload was the word I was looking for.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's got preload. So it'll be fitted with BDH magneto, which I have, and should be a really, really interesting little project. This, I've got no idea how it'll go, and I don't understand conrod ratios. If anyone does, they can ring me or send me a text.
I'm sure we've got plenty of books here.
Yeah,
with all that stuff in there.
We probably have,
but we spend too much time out here mucking around with stuff.
It's a bit of a mystery to me. This another little thing too that a lot of people these days, younger people wouldn't know, is that's called a semi-finished piston. It's basically a blank. So it should be 81 mil. That's 81 mil.
Yeah.
Won't fit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to machine the piston individually for each cylinder.
Yes.
So, and you see this. Right. So, yeah, Norm Trigg was a very interesting guy. He wrote a lot of technical articles, or he wrote a technical article in the Velocette newsletter nearly every month.
In the fishtail?
In the fishtail.
Yep, I've got some photos of that. I'll put that up on the video.
Yep. Oh, that's the workshop dog trying to get my attention.
Bear.
Yep, cut it out. Anyway, yeah, Norm was a very, very knowledgeable person and a hell of a nice guy to go with it. He helped me out over the years a lot with bits and pieces and knowledge and so on. And he also wrote a book called Norm's Technicalities. Which he delves into a lot of questions that people have asked him over the years, and he condensed them into a little book, which is just a goldmine of information.
Yeah.
And I often refer to that little book when I'm playing with velos. It's got a lot of technical information in there that you just can't find in the workshop manual.
Yeah.
So
and we did end up with a lot of his stuff, didn't we?
We ended up with a fair bit of it.
Lucky enough.
Yeah, we did. We managed to buy some hard to get parts, which I was very happy about. Mainly like big ends and pistons and stuff like
some
that.
Restored girders.
Yeah, a set of girder forks which we're putting in another bike. Would you like to have a look at the other bike?
I might as well.
Okay, a lot of my friends keep telling me how wonderful Sellicks Beach is over in South Australia with the beach racing, and I've decided I'll put a bike together for either myself or Chris to ride over there. It's a rigid frame Velocette with a war type frame in it with this skid plate on the bottom, and it's got an early 50s 350 all alloy motor and girder forks. Those girder forks came from Norm Trigg yesterday.
Nick, yep.
And they were a fully reconditioned set of forks, which he did. He used to just recondition parts and put them on the shelf. And so what we've endeavoured to do here is, I've done a fair bit of work on this engine, like for extra power, and the 350 gearboxes can be fragile. I've had them last for years, sometimes.
Yeah, I broke one.
Yeah, Chris broke one, I've broken one. So what we've done here, we've got a 500 gearbox, which is the same gearbox as in a cast iron 500 MSS. Or a KSS overhead cam Velo had the same gearbox. and they had various gear ratios for the overhead cam ones. But yes, this bike's got a lot of good bits on it. It's got all the steering damper and the fork dampers and everything, the proper ones for the girder forks. Like I said, it's had a lot done to the motor.
What about the carby? A lot of people wouldn't even know what that is.
Well, that's called a Lake, L-A-K-E carby. It's a flat slide carby that doesn't actually run a float bowl. Just directly fed. I've never had this carby working on any motor. I've never tried, so I just thought I'd put it on there, see what it does, and if it's terrible, we'll just put me good old Mark 1 concentric back on there, being the most reliable carby, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll give it a go. I haven't got much to lose. It's easy to get off, and I've set it up so we can bolt a concentric on.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. We're just adapting the 500 box into the 350 frame, which is going to fit, and that should give us a totally reliable gearbox clutch combination.
Yeah, well, that other MSS we got, that gearbox in that's fantastic.
Oh, it's just superb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful gearbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Works well. Much better than the 350 box.
Oh, yeah. Well, this box, believe it or not, this box has got the same internals as like a Velocette Thruxton box, like a late model box.
Yeah, okay.
All the bits fit.
Yeah, nice.
All the internals fit. Like all the gears and shafts and everything, they all fit. So I think that they're a proven gearbox. And I hope it's good. And I've even thought that I might put a Kickstarter on this.
Yeah, I think we need something with a Kickstarter. I'm getting sick of pushing stuff and rollers and generators and
so I might put a Kickstarter on just so we can spin it over because it has got a fairly high compression piston in it. But other than that, we're well on the way with it. We have a back wheel, and I'm just doing some brakes for that, building up a set of brakes for
Got
it.
some Honda shoes in there.
Yeah, some Honda. Don't tell everyone. It's got Honda brake shoes in it, and we have
A petrol tank,
seat. We're still looking for a front wheel. Anybody out there's got a Velocette girder fork front wheel
Yeah, we're interested.
that they don't want to use or don't think they'll ever use, we could certainly use it.
Yeah.
And
So we'll just have to order some alloy mudguards for it.
yeah,
at
we'll
some
get a
stage.
couple of nice little alloy mudguards for it. We've got to meet the regulations, like put a kill switch on it, and we've plugged the end of the handlebars.
Bring it the right tyres.
Yeah, we just need the right road tyres for it. No knobby tyres or anything allowed on the sand over there. Otherwise I'm really pleased with the way this has taken shape. I've got a nice polished cover for there. That one looks a bit second-hand, but I've got a nice polished one. And that's about where we're at with that.
That's the Velocette update.
It's the Velocette update. That's it.
Fantastic.
That's it. It has the has our own pushrod tube arrangement, the one-piece pushrod tube, and
Which is very successful.
highly successful. I've put them on other people's bikes and they don't leak oil at all. So yeah, it should be good.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Same as every other week. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. Let's bring Hagon's back.